Hello everyone. Today we're going to go over a few more things about the new Radiance upgrade. But one of the things I really want to make sure you understand is that you can get more information. And if you don't know where to go online, because I hear a lot of people saying, I forget the address, I forget how to get there. One of the things you can do is go to the question mark on your Radiance. You can do two different things. You can choose manuals, which will get you to your instruction guide here. You can do kit. And then this tells you, you can either scan that QR code or you can go to this address and get these online. I highly suggest this for the upgrade because there's some very specific things that if you do not have these manuals, you will be staring at some of the new designs and trying to figure out how to do the trapunto in IQ Designer kind of blindly, and that's not going to work very well. So go to these sites, get the manual, and then print that out or save it, download it, wherever, but it tells you right where you need to go to get it. There's also videos. By scanning this code, you will be amazed at the different videos you can get to learn the different parts of things that you use on your Radiance, whether it's yarn couching, picture play, edge to edge, etc. So if you don't know where to go online, go to your help key, go to videos, scan this QR code. If you're using an iPad, you get to see it a little bigger, or on any other tablet. If you're using your phone, it's however big your phone is, but all very helpful. All right, let's get started with the upgrade. All right, you can see I went ahead and printed my instruction and reference guide here. Talks a lot about all the different new features that are in there. I also printed the embroidery design guide, and that's going to be very important for some of these things that when you're looking at them and wondering how they go together and what in the world that thing is, and we'll go over that a little bit too. But first I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this new magnetic frame. Without the magnets on, it's even lighter weight. It's extremely lightweight, big frame, huge, something that you can use for many, many designs. And in fact, a lot of the new designs are meant to fit in this hoop. When you first get this hoop, you'll see that there's, underneath the magnets, there's these little pieces of cardboard. I suggest, if you have trouble with the magnets, taking them off, if you're storing this hoop without any with nothing in between, to save these magnets, place them over a few different sections here, and then as you are placing these magnets on the hoop, much easier to take them off. So if you have trouble taking these off, it's obviously easier if there's some stabilizer under there, or if there's something else to kind of cushion it. But before, when there is nothing there, this is going to make it a lot easier for you to be able to take those magnets off. And I think they can even kind of be overlapped a little bit, but anyway, either way, just a lot easier to do it. Another little tip here, I'm going to go ahead and take that one out. And I'm going to put this one on with nothing under it. You can see I can just flip this one up like this. This one, I am pushing hard. It's not going anywhere. So if that's you and you can't get it, go from underneath and push up to pop the little piece up with that little finger hold. That's going to make it a lot easier. So if you do not have something that's going to help you lift those magnets up, whether it's some fabric that's in there because you just hooped it, or whether it's the pieces of cardboard that came with it. Remember that you can just go under here, put your hand under, and push it up with your finger to get that off. Otherwise, it's a little bit hard. It's not the easiest magnet to get off. All right. And then talking about how they suggest that you put the magnets on. If you have had one of the magnetic hoops before, you probably know this, but the 5x7 obviously doesn't have that many magnetic hoops. Perhaps you have the 10x10 already, but they suggest starting on one side. And these things, they attach quick. Taking your fabric, smoothing it across, and then attaching the other side, stretching that out. Now this is in this guide here, so if you don't need to write it down or do anything, it's right there. Then you can do the top or the bottom. If you're centering something in the hoop, so you want to take it, you're going to use these marks that are on the hoop to get the center, and there's the same marks are on the side here too. So let's say you're going to fold something in the center. Then they say to put the magnets on the first half here, fold it this way, and then do these 3 magnets, and then do these 3 magnets, and then finish off with this one. I don't know if it makes any difference. I actually just watched a video. He started at the top, and then did the bottom, and then did the side. So I don't think it makes a whole lot of difference. But if you want to do it the way that is suggested by Baby Lock, then you'll go ahead and start from this side, go to this side, do the top and bottom. Unless you're folding something in the middle, then you start on the 2 sides to the right, fold it over to the left, finish up doing this side, and the bottom 2. Okay, so now we're back at the machine. We're going to look at some of the new designs that are out there and show you some of the new features. So I'm going to go ahead. Most of them are in this number 2 section. So under quilt, we have this new design. And rather than set it every time, I'm going to show it to you this way. That way I don't have to keep going backwards. But this is a birth announcement quilt type of design. And so in each of these sections you can put a name of the baby, a date, a weight, that kind of stuff. And then kind of do it. It's like set up in 9 different blocks. And you can do it obviously in different colors. So that's the new one there. Now we go back to 2 here, and I'm going to do applique. And there's one new one, and it's this. It doesn't tell you much. I'm just going to leave it at that for now. Doesn't look like much. This is one of those ones where you will want to have your instructions, because it shows you here on the instructions that you will want to make all the different pieces for the pansy, the top and the bottom. And then this part is basically taking those pieces that you've laid out, and it's making that center and the design in the middle. So it's a beautiful little pansy design. So if you want to see the picture of it here, there's the picture, so you can see what it's supposed to look like in the colors that they used. But if you're just looking at that on the screen, you're kind of wondering, what in the world is that? So that's one reason why it's good to have your designs and instructions brought over to you. Then we're going to look at botanical here. And botanical starts with the dragon. Really beautiful thing there. We have the dress that is been seen in a lot of different places. We have some beautiful flowers. We have some square designs. You see these are bigger than that 10 by 10 hoop, so these are made to be done in the new hoop. So this one also, so if I set this just to see what that would look like, you know, very pretty design, but also very large. Another decorative design here. And I think this one was looked at as could be somewhat of a corner. Maybe this one could also be somewhat of a corner of a much larger design. So now we're going to go to animals. And we have the flamingo, which is made out of flowers. If you got the bonus designs, I'll show you in a minute, you actually have more animals that look just like that. But some beautiful, beautiful things in here with the peacock, the cockatoo. Then you've got a couple fun things with the bird and the dog. Then we go over here to French knot designs. And we've got, let's pull up one of these, see if we can enlarge that for you. So now you can see that's a beautiful French knot design. Just little, you know, decorative candle wicking type stitches all the way around it. So I'm going to go ahead and do set on that one so I can show you one of the other new features. And that's going to be your matrix edit. So if I go to edit on my first screen before I hit embroidery, I can then go here to my thing where it says, oh, how am I going to be setting all of my things? So I want it 3 down, 3 up, 3 across, add 1, subtract 1. And, you know, we had to manually figure this out. But if I want to do matrix copy now, I have this button right here. Let me see if I can make it a little, make sure it's clear for you. This button right here with the 9 squares, I press that, automatically fills my hoop. Now it's filling the biggest hoop for the Radiance right now. And this is how many it says it will get. This is if I use my 4x4 hoop. A 6x10, a 7x12, 8x8, 8x12, a 9.5 by 9.5, my 9.5 by 14, a 10x10, a 10 and 5 ace by 10 and 5 ace, and then the new the 10 and 5 ace by 16. So it automatically figures out, you know, how many are in there and, you know, what you're going to do with that. So then I can set that. And, you know, if I wanted to move it, space it, do anything like that, I could. But anyway, it automatically fills your hoop with everything that can fit into it. Now I can just go right to embroidery, and I can have a whole panel with this, or any other design that works that way. The other thing it does is automatically color sorts for you. So I'm not doing, it did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or however many it did here. I'm not doing that. It did it 4 times, it looks like. It automatically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. It just automatically color sorts so that I have the least amount of issues changing my thread colors and doing whatever I need to do. Very cool to have our matrix feature. And I think that's been available already on a multi-needle. And this is the first time that it's now available here. The thing that I also want to show you is the projector. So I'm going to go to one of these designs here. Actually, we're going to go to my animals here. I'm going to get that flamingo. I'm going to do set. I'm going to go up here to my projector. Okay, it's going to turn my projector on. Now I'm going to move you over here to see what I see over here. What I want you to see before I go there, though, is see this little button right here? We now have a new button. It says it's going to move all the way around. So in the past, you had to grab this little part of the design and try not to move the design, and just grab this and try and move it. And then it would move your projection to other parts. So I'm actually going to go back here. I'm going to center my design again. And I am going to show you what it does in the hoop here. So hopefully you'll be able to see this. All right, I'm going to hit the button. And let's see here. It's telling me that it's I picked a design that was too big, is what it's telling me. So I'm going to actually get out of this one, go back to another design here that fits in the hoop I have on here. Sorry about that. Let's go to the dress here. Turning back on my projector. Now you can see what the part that it's showing here, and I could try and drag it around, but I'm going to press that new button with the little arrows around it. And it is now showing me every single part where this design is going to stitch out. And this thing fills that page. And there we go. So pretty cool feature if you want to make sure that your design fits. I'm going to get out of that. We're going to go back over here to the screen. Get out of that. Now we're going to go into yarn couching. So yarn couching has a new section right here with all kinds of new designs. And when you first look at these, it's kind of weird. You're not able to tell. These look kind of cool, like granny squares. That kind of looks cool. That kind of looks cool, but it's really hard to tell exactly what these are. Once again, you need to get that printout of those designs so you can see what they are and how to do them. So the instruction guide tells you the instructions for these because they aren't quite like doing freestanding lace. So if I open this one up, what you're going to see is there's two different things. And if I go to embroidery, it tells you to use a full bobbin. It's going to do an underlay first, and that's going to be in regular embroidery thread using your regular embroidery foot, everything like that. And then when you get to this next step, that's when you're going to change everything to yarn couching, and you're going to do it on water-soluble stabilizer. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of that one because I'm going to show you. Those ones are somewhat self-explanatory. I'm going to be doing this one. And you're like, well, what in the world is that? You really have no idea by just looking at that design, do you? That is a little purse. And so I'm going to be doing the yarn couching on this. It is not only the purse, it is the strap for the purse and the base for the purse. Then you're going to fold it, and you're going to sew along the sides put a magnetic snap in, or some kind of snap, and you have a little wallet, purse, whatever. I was thinking it was fairly small, but this one's 14 by 8 almost, so I'm going to go ahead and get this stitched out. To do that, I'll show you in another video how to set up yarn couching. But these are the exciting new things that are in our Baby Lock Radiance upgrade. And like I said, be sure to go to the help button up here on the top to find out where your guide is, and to be able to go, if you want to go on the computer, it gives you the address for it. If you want to get it on your phone or your iPad, you just have to do the QR code. And then there's also videos, so go to those, get help with that, and then we'll get together on doing this yarn couching.